ਸੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਾਜ ਬਚ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਓ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So just as you wait for some of the sanghas to get set up here, we'll just do some Mool Mantra until then. So everybody close your eyes and then join along with us. We'll do it. We'll wait a couple more minutes, give everyone a chance to set up, and then we'll go to Prasad and start with the story. ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਾਚੋ झुका दे साचो है पी साचो नानक होसी पी साचो। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरखो निर्भौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्ति अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आदि सच जुगादि सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरखो निर्भौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्ति अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आदि सच जुगादि सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरखो निर्भौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्ति अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आदि सच जुगादि सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरखो निर्भौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्ति अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आदि सच जुगादि सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरखो निर्भौ निर्वैर अकाल मूर्ति अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आदि सच जुगादि सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। वाहिगुरु 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 वाहिगुरु। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So, Guru Prasad, we're going to try to start with the Sakhi. Hopefully, we don't run into too many technical difficulties. But if there are any problems, again, you can message in the WhatsApp group, or you can message in the chat over here. Dasan Dasti is checking both of them, and hopefully we can listen to today's Sakhi with Guru Sahib's Kirpa, and we can learn a little bit more together. So, Guru Prasad, I hope everyone has been staying safe from everything that's going on, staying with family, staying at home, doing lots of Naam Simran, because that's essentially what's going to help us get through this and get through life. So, Guru Prasad, again, the Shabd for this week, we're going to do this for 2 weeks, is going to be Nanak Chinta Mati Karho. चिंता तेसी ही है जाल महे जानत उपाया तेना पे रोजी दे नानक चिंता माति करो चिंता तेसु ही है जाल महे जानत उपायानो तेना पे रोजी दे। So Gurupuri Sat Sangat ji, So Gurprasad, right now it seems like he's telling me that it's buffering for everybody. I'm not sure if that will continue or what's happening. Seems like the internet's going a little bit slower. That's is going to try to just, we'll do the Sakhi and hopefully it works. If not, then we'll find another way to do this stuff. But good Prasad, so again, the Sevadars chose the Sevadar chose this talk just based on everything that's happening around us. That a lot of people might be a little bit worried, and even if you're not worried about, like if you're safe at home, you're not really worried about Corona, which is really good. Sometimes there's a lot of other things in our life that we're worried about. Worry about money, making good friends, worry about school. Actually, while I was preparing for this week's Saki, I'm not a big fan of presentations, so I was actually worrying a lot about doing this presentation, and then it occurred to me I'm doing a presentation or a Saki with the Sangat on Chinta, and I myself am doing a lot of Chinta. The good prasad is uh, just something that kind of occurred to me. Uh, but how do we get rid of this chinta? So again, that's where the job comes. The Gurbani job always helps us overcome this stuff. And slowly, slowly, we're gonna turn this chinta into chintan. I heard a lot of people have probably heard this before. There's been a lot of kathas done on this before, but it really it really hit me when I was kind of thinking about it. Uh, so turning this chinta into chintan. So what does that mean? What does chinta mean? Chinta in Punjabi means like anxiety, or when you keep thinking about something, or something keeps bugging you, keeps going around in your head. We're going to turn that into chintan. Chintan is going to be doing the Simran of Guru Sahib Ji instead of always thinking of the instead of always thinking about the thing that's kind of disturbing you, instead of always thinking about the test that's coming up, the illness that's going around, we're going to turn that into chintan, and we're not going to focus on the negative. We're going to focus on the positive, and we're going to do Simran, and we're going to do Simran of Guru Sahib, and keep thinking about Guru Sahib in our head. Guru Sahib Ji says, "Man chintat sagale pal paye." So when we start thinking about Guru Sahib Ji instead of these other things that might be weighing us down, that's where we that's how we get closer to Guru Sahib Ji. There's so many talks that come Dokataru Sokho Rog Paya, where like these hard times come on everybody. Uh, Dukh lage ta Ram pukara hai. But when these hard times comes, that's where a lot of us like take a step back and we start focusing on God. So there's always a silver lining to everything. I feel like so even for this, like we can, if we just take a look at what's going on around us. Sorry, I'm kind of going a little bit away from the Saki, but if we just take a look at everything that's going on around us, we've like personally, I found that. Like with school, with work, and everything, it's hard to make time sometimes to do Simran and to do Seva and to spend time with Sangat. But good Prasad, uh, with this disease that's going around, everyone's stuck at home. No one's really able to go to work or anything. We have so much more time now. That I feel like that's really a silver lining. Another thing that kind of occurred, whereas other people were talking about it as well, is like we've always kind of like we treat rich people like they're brats, and we say like they're ungrateful for everything that they have. But if you kind of look at our lives, we're kind of like that as well. Like we have everything. We have like we have food, we have shelter, we have toilet paper, we have everything. But now people are going around, we can't find cleaning supplies, and everyone is so grateful when they come to a store that has like toilet paper, that has cleaning supplies and stuff. So it's kind of making us grateful for everything that Guru Sahib Ji has given us, right? So yeah, so Chintan, we're gonna try to get rid of it by doing Chintan, by thinking about Guru Sahib Ji, by doing Simran of Guru Sahib Ji, and Har Simran Te Miti Meri Chinta. So when we start doing Simran, when we start focusing on Guru Sahib Ji, that's how we get rid of this Chinta for good. So we're going to look at a Sakhi. Very, very, very famous Sakhi. I'm sure everyone has heard of it. But we'll just go through it. And if anyone has any questions, or if anyone has any comments or anything like that, anything anyone wants to share, the comments in the chat, Dasandas is looking at that, and the WhatsApp chat as well. So those are the two ways to kind of voice your opinion, voice your questions, or whatever it may be. And we're going to try to make this a little bit more interactive. So we try to make some pictures to go along with some of this stuff, so you can we want you to picture the stories in your head, and there was the pictures that came into our Sevatas heads. We kind of drew them out, and we're putting some of them here to share with you guys. So this story is going to be the story of Bhai Bachitar Singh Sahib Ji. I'm sure everyone has, maybe you guys have heard of him already. But Bachitar Singh Sahib Ji is the Singh that you've seen pictures at the Gurdwara or something, where there's a Singh that's on a horse and he has a huge spear in his hand and he's going to fight an elephant. So we're going to figure out how all that happened and what the benefit is of listening to Guru Sahib Ji, and what the benefit is when you don't listen to Guru Sahib Ji and when you just worry about everything that's going to happen. Okay, so the story starts off. Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji, and all their Sangat is in Anandpur Sahib. So let's take our minds back. Let's look at Anandpur Sahib. Maybe some of us have visited it, maybe not. But Anandpur Sahib Ji, Guru Sahib Ji is there, and what happens? The Bhai Pahadi Raje. So remember, there was these little hill kings that didn't like Guru Sahib Ji. And why didn't they like Guru Sahib Ji? It's because they were jealous of Guru Sahib Ji. Because these hill kings, they they had to listen to Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb was like the ruler of all of India, and these guys just had a little spot, and they had to listen to Aurangzeb, and they weren't really living like kings. They were kind of living like slaves almost to Aurangzeb, right? They had a little bit of land, but not much. They weren't real kings. But Guru Gobind Singh Ji, what did they do? Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave the whole Khalsa. We'll hear this story coming up as well when we learn about the Amrit Sanchar. But they gave everybody Kirpana, they gave them the Panch Kakar, and they gave them the Stara. And they said that my Sikhs are going to be kings. These Dastara, they represent a crown. These are a crown on our heads. Guru Sahib Ji said, each one of my Sikhs is a king. He gave each one of his Sikhs a Kirpan. And he said, if someone's doing something bad, uh, it's our job to defend them. And if someone is taking away our freedom, it's our job to fight for that freedom, right? So Guru Prasad, so Guru Sahib Ji gave us all this stuff, and they had a huge drum. It's called a Nagara. They had a huge drum, and only kings are allowed to play it. And then they had a hawk. Guru Sahib Ji had a white hawk, and only kings were allowed to have hawks. And everyone was calling Guru Sahib Ji Sache Padshah. They were calling them the true king, right? So all this stuff, it started the other hill kings. They started getting jealous when they heard all this stuff. They said, Guru Sahib Ji, he doesn't even have any land like us, right? But he's actually living like a king. But we're living like slaves. So they were really jealous of Guru Sahib Ji. So what did they do? They decided to just make an excuse and to attack Guru Sahib Ji and tell Guru Sahib Ji, get out of Anandpur Sahib. They said, you're here illegally. You're not allowed to be here. You have to get out of Anandpur Sahib Ji. But Guru Sahib Ji had bought, it was like if you buy your house, right? It's your house, you can live in it, right? It was just like that. Guru Sahib Ji had bought Anandpur Sahib Ji. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji had set up the Anandpur Sahib Ji. So Guru Sahib Ji, that was their home. So they said, we're not going to leave. And they said, we're going to stay here. So the Hill Kings, they started getting really, really angry. And what did they do? They attacked Guru Sahib Ji. And each time they attacked, they would lose. Each time they attacked. But the Singhs, they used to do so much Simran and they used to do so much Seva and they used to practice so much Ghatka and they used to uh, wake up early in the morning and do exercises and they were really fit and every time anyone attacked them, they used to destroy them. Even though the Singhs were really few in number and there was so many people attacking them, the Singhs used to win every time. So the Hill Kings, they got really sad and they started thinking like, what should we do? What should we do? Right? So what happened? They all got together and they all decided to make a plan. They said, we're instead of attacking Guru Sahib Ji from all these sides, why don't we attack Guru Sahib Ji straight? We'll attack him with all our forces. So they combined all their armies. So they got all 22 Hell Kings together and like everyone that was willing to come, they got them all together and they combined their armies. And there was over 150,000 people. So just imagine that. That's a huge number. That's like a whole city coming to attack Guru Sahib Ji at Anandpur Sahib. And what did Guru Sahib Ji do? Guru Sahib Ji wasn't scared. But the Hill Kings, they were still scared. They were like even if we attack with everybody, we still might need some more help. So what happens? There was this one Hill King, right? His name was Kesri Chand. What did he do? He said, I have a huge elephant. And this elephant was gigantic. They said this was like the biggest elephant in all of India. So it was gigantic, this elephant. And they said like with his trunk, with his huge nose, if he hit a tree, the tree would go flying. That's how strong the elephant was. So they said, what if we get this elephant and we put so much armor on it that nothing can touch the elephant. We'll put armor around his whole body, his legs, everything. We'll put armor around everything, his forehead, and then we'll get this elephant to attack Holgar Sahib. And Holgar Sahib was like a castle in front of Anandpur Sahib. So they said, we'll attack Holgar Sahib. And then no one will be able to stop us because no one's going to be able to stop this elephant. And this elephant's going to break down the door. We're going to it's going to be running towards the door. It's going to break down the door. And then once the castle door is broken, the Singhs, they won't have a place to fight from. So we'll be able to attack them better. And then we'll be able to win. So this was the plan that they came up with. But Guru Sahib Ji, he had his own spies. He had people that were listening to all this, and they came back right away. And they told Guru Sahib Ji, they said, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, we have to think of a plan right away. We have to leave or we have to come up with an idea. We have to do something because these Hill Kings, Kesri Chand is coming with a huge elephant and they're going to break down the Holkar Sahib. They're going to break down the castle and we're not going to have any safety and it's going to be really hard to fight, right? So Guru Sahib Ji hears this and what happens? Guru Sahib Ji goes quiet. Why does Guru Sahib Ji go quiet? For a while, there's complete silence. So in Anandpur Sahib, you can hear a pin drop. And the whole Sangat goes quiet, Guru Sahib Ji goes quiet, and everyone's wondering what's Guru Sahib Ji thinking, right? Is Guru Sahib Ji scared? No, ko dekna hai, na pehmanat aan. Guru Sahib Ji is nirpo. Guru Sahib Ji isn't scared of anything. They don't scare anybody and they don't get scared of anybody. Guru Sahib Ji was quiet and they were looking and they were closing their eyes and then when they opened their eyes, they opened their eyes when someone named Duni Chand walked in. And why did this happen? It doesn't say, but the Das was thinking about this. The reason is probably Guru Sahib Ji take cares of everyone, right? Tum dayal, tum kirpal dayal, tum dayal kripal kripanit patit pavan gosai. Um, Sabko Mat Pita Pratipalak. Guru Sahib Ji takes care of everybody, right? They're trying to help everybody around them. So what happened was Duni Chand, he took about 30 minutes before he came into the Sangat. So when he came into the Sangat, Guru Sahib Ji, that's when they opened their eyes and they were like, Sangat Ji, if the kings are sending their elephant, we're going to use our elephant to fight against them. So and then he said, our elephant is Dunichan, and Dunichan is going to be the one to fight against the elephant that they send. So why do they call Dunichan an elephant? Dunichan, he was a really fat person. His arms were huge, his legs were huge, his stomach was huge. Basically, all he used to do at the Gurdwara was just eat langar, and that was about it. Uh, he brought a few people in, and he didn't do any seva himself. His dad was Bhai Shaloji. His dad was a really famous Gursikh, a really well known, really well respected Gursikh. So everyone, because he was his son, they kind of gave him respect. So he just abused this. He used to be like, "Yeah, you guys have to treat me with respect. I'm so high. I'm better than you guys, right?" He would be like, "Yeah, you do this, you do this." He himself, he would just eat langar. So Guru Sahib Ji looked at him. They said, "This guy, he's never done anything good, right? He's just eating langar all day. He's not doing any seva." Guru Sahib Ji waited all this time to let Dunichand walk in so that Guru Sahib Ji could help them, right? Sadbakshin Sada Mehrvana Sabna Diyadari. Guru Sahib Ji wants to help everybody, right? They want to help save everybody. So Guru Sahib Ji was just trying to help him. So they said, Duni Chand, we're going to make you fight against the elephant. But Guru Sahib Ji is the one that's going to do kirpa, right? At the ending, Guru Sahib Ji is the one that gives us strength to do everything. If we take a breath, it's because Guru Sahib Ji gave us the strength. If we blink our eyes, it's because Guru Sahib Ji gave us the strength to do that. Guru Sahib Ji is doing everything for us. So even here, he just need to have faith in Guru Sahib Ji. Guru Sahib Ji was going to be the one to work through him, right? Guru Sahib Ji was going to give him the energy to fight the elephant. None of us have the energy to fight an elephant, no matter how much we go to the gym or anything, right? No one has the strength to fight the biggest elephant in all of India. But Guru Sahib Ji was going to give it to him. But what happened? So sorry about that. So he said, I came here just to eat langar and to, have a good time. And now all of a sudden I'm being asked to fight an elephant. And he just keeps worrying about this. And the elephant was attacking the next morning. So Guru Sahib Ji says Duni Chand is going to be the one to fight the elephant. And all the Sangat Jigare, and then everyone leaves the Duban. So it's time for everyone to go to sleep. And Duni Chandji is just there worrying. And what happens at nighttime? Duni Chand, he kind of goes to people and he tries to get them on his side. So first he goes to the Panch Pyare, right? And he goes by Daya Singh Ji, like, help me out. Let's tell Guru Gobind Singh Ji that, let's not be crazy. I'm not going to fight an elephant, right? So let's think of another strategy. We'll make a peace treaty, right? We'll tell the hill kings don't attack. We'll leave peacefully, right? We'll do something like that. Let's not fight an elephant. We're gonna lose, right? He's like, I'm gonna die, but I don't care if I die. The elephant's gonna break down the wall. Then all of you guys are gonna die. So he's trying to make it sound like he's worried about everybody else. But what he's really worried about is he doesn't want to have to fight an elephant because he thinks that he's going to die, right? He's really worried. He doesn't think he has the strength, and he doesn't have faith in Guru Sahib Ji. He doesn't have faith in Guru Sahib Ji's hukam, in who Guru Sahib Ji told him, right? So he's not living in Guru Sahib Ji's hukam. He's not following what Guru Sahib Ji told him. He's just making his own excuses. So first he goes to the Panch Pyare, he goes to Uday Singh Ji, he goes to all the big Sikhs, right? And he tells them all, come with me, let's leave, or let's tell the kings not to attack, or let's come up with a new plan. And the Panch Pyare, Panch Mukte, Ram Kaurji, he tries to go to everybody, and everyone just tells him the same thing. They're like, have faith in Guru Sahib Ji, have faith in what they're doing for us. Guru Sahib Ji doesn't do anything bad for us. Everything that they do for us is to help us in some way, right? Just like I was saying in the beginning, like we think like it's so bad that like we're stuck at home, we can't see family, that we can't go to work, but like now we finally have time. Before we just had excuses that I have to go to work, I come home, I'm tired, I need to go to sleep. Now we have time. We have time to do Simran, right? Now we have time to learn more Gurbani. Now we're more appreciative of spending time with our friends. Now that we're just stuck at home alone, we're probably more happy when we're able to actually meet with our friends instead of just talking to them on the computer or something, right? So everything that Guru Sahib Ji does is, in the end, is always there's something good behind it. There's always a reason. There's always a reason that Guru Sahib Ji does it. So here he's just worrying, he has a lot of chinta, he hadn't done enough abhyas of these talks. Nanak, chinta mati karo, chinta tesi hi hai. Guru Sahib Ji is the one that's worrying about us, right? So what happens? All the Sikhs that had faith in Guru Sahib Ji, that knew what Guru Sahib Ji does, they're doing for the best. They're doing for us. They all said to Dunichand, we're not going to follow you, we're going to listen to Guru Sahib Ji, right? But there was a few Sikhs, there was a couple hundred Sikhs, right? Like 100, 200, some say up to 500, that listened to Dunichand. And they said, yeah, let's leave, let's try to save our lives. So, what happens? At nighttime, when everyone's asleep, Dunichan gets a couple of his friends together. They're like, yeah, let's leave, and they decide to sneak out. They decide to go back home to leave Guru Sahib Ji when they're to leave Guru Sahib Ji in the middle of this whole war, and to just go home. So again, we have a little bit of pictures. So this is a picture of Dunichan for you guys. Just joking, that's not actually Dunichan, but I'm expecting there to be loads and loads of laughter at home, so please laugh. But that's just something to think about. Dunichan just used to go to the langar, eat on everything that he could get his hands on, uh, and not do any seva, not do anything. And when he was finally asked to do something, he decides to run away. He decides, I'm going to go home. So what happens at nighttime? They decide to climb down the castle, right? So there's guards at the front of the castle that are awake at night, so they can't leave through the front doors. So they decide to go to one of the windows, use a rope, and to like kind of pull each other down, let each other down, and then they'll run home. What happens? Durichan is so fat that his friends that were trying to hold him and the rope that was trying to hold him, it couldn't hold him. The rope broke and he fell. He fell right on the floor. And what happens? He breaks his leg. His leg breaks, he can't walk. His friends have to carry him on a manja, so they have a bunch of people that are carrying him because this guy is so big. Bunch of people, probably like 50 people, are trying to pick this guy up, taking him home. And as soon as he gets, at first he's kind of crying. He's like going like this. He's going like this, right? Like he's in a lot of pain, but he's not saying anything. As soon as he finds out he's far away from Anandpur Sahib Ji that no one's going to hear him, he starts yelling and screaming like, "Oh, my leg's broken, my leg's broken." And then he goes home, and then he starts worrying. He's like, "Oh, everyone's going to think I left Guru Sahib Ji when they needed me, right? Everyone's going to think I'm a coward. Everyone's going to say like I'm a bad person, right?" Then he starts worrying about that. So what does he do? He tells everybody, just put me in the back room and tell everybody that I don't want to see anyone, right? So they kind of put him in the back corner of the house, and his whole family is there, but he's telling everyone like I don't want to see anyone. Don't let any friends come. Don't let any relatives come. I'm just gonna stay here until I get better, right? So he's just sitting alone by himself in the middle of the night, and yeah, he's just at the back of his house trying to hide from everyone because he can't show his face, right? So he's there, and what happens the next morning? Guru Sahib Ji wakes up, and then they look around, and they said, "Where's Duni Chand? And where are all these other Sikhs?" And they start thinking of some of the other Sikhs that had left, and they're like, "Where did all these Sikhs go, right?" And then a few people told Guru Sahib Ji that Duni Chand was scared, so he left. He was scared to follow your hukam. He had a lot of chinta. He was really worried, and he didn't want to fight the elephant. So Guru Sahib Ji, he left you. And then Guru Sahib Ji, he said, Guru Sahib Ji didn't say anything. They said, you, Guru Sahib Ji said, sorry, that no matter what, you can't escape death. So what happens? There's a certain time that everyone is going to die, right? So we're all born in this earth, right? We all come to our parents, we're all born to our mothers, and we all have a certain amount of time that we're going to live. And Guru Sahib Ji, God, they already know this time is set. That time is already set, and when that time comes, there's nothing that can change it. So Guru Sahib Ji had already known that Duni Chand Ji was going to die at this time, right? So what was Guru Sahib Ji trying to do? Nanak, chinta mat karo, chinta tesi hi hai. So Guru Sahib Ji, chinta tesi hi hai. Guru Sahib Ji was the one that was worried for Duni Chand. Guru Sahib Ji was worried that this guy has only eaten langar and he hasn't done any seva, and so he's only eaten langar, he hasn't done any seva. He's not gonna, when he dies, he's not gonna meet God, right? He's gonna be punished for everything bad that he's done. So Guru Sahib Ji was trying to help him by giving him seva. If he died doing this seva, then God would have blessed him. God would have forgave all his mistakes because God's so forgiving, right? But this guy didn't listen to Guru Sahib Ji. He just had his own chinta, and he decided to run away from Guru Sahib Ji, try to run away from what Guru Sahib Ji was telling him to do. What happened to him? Duni Chand gets up in the middle of the night. It's all dark. He can't see anything, and he accidentally steps on a snake. He steps on a cobra snake, a really, really poisonous snake. What happens? He steps on the snake gets really angry, and the snake bites him. And right away, he starts screaming again. His family comes, but it's in the middle of the night. There's no doctors, there's nothing they can do, and he dies. So he was trying to run away. He was trying to run away from his death. He was scared he was going to die fighting the elephant, and he was really worried about that. But little did he know that he would have died anyways. Like that time is set. The time that he was going to die is already set. Guru Sahib was just trying to help him. So, anyways, what happens? So, on the one side, we have Duni Chand. Duni Chand, who's always doing chinta, who's always worrying, who doesn't do simran, who doesn't do seva, and who doesn't follow the Guru's hukam. And then on the other hand, we have people like Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji. So during the whole night, they wanted to make the elephant more angry. The elephant was already angry, it was already huge, but they decided to make it more angry, so they gave it alcohol. They gave it sharab, basically. It's something that you're not supposed to drink. When you drink it, you start going crazy, right? You can't think clearly, you don't know anything, and you just go kind of mad, right? Um, so they were feeding the elephant alcohol. Sikhs are not allowed to drink alcohol, but the Mughals, the Hill Kings, they were giving a lot of alcohol to this elephant to make him really angry, to make him even more crazy. So the whole night he was drinking elephant, and he was going crazier and crazier. No one can control this elephant in the morning. And the elephant with his trunk, he was screeching and screaming, and everyone could hear the elephant all the way from where the elephant was. Guru Sahib Ji could hear it all the way in their castle. So imagine, without this internet, I would be yelling so loud that you could hear me in your house. That's like what this elephant was doing. That's how big this elephant was. That's how crazy this elephant got. That's how loud he was screaming. The elephant was screaming so loud. So the Singhs could actually hear the elephant all the way to another side. And Guru Sahib said, don't worry, we're going to make our shade, we're going to make our lion fight against this elephant. So what happens? They're looking around at all their Sikhs, and they see Tan Tan Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji. Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji, they used to call him Bohrupia. He used to wear a different color chola. He tried to wear a different color chola every day. And he used to be very fashionable. He used to wear nice chola for Guru Sahib Ji. And yeah, so because of that, he got the nickname Bohrupia. He's the colorful one, is what he kind of translated into. So Guru Sahib Ji looks at Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji and they say, Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji, you're going to be the one to fight against the elephant. What does Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji do? What does Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji say? Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji matha takes to Guru Sahib Ji and they say, Guru Sahib Ji, you're going to be the one to fight against the elephant. You're just going to do it through me. You're the one that's going to give me the strength. You're the one that gives me everything. Guru Sahib Ji, if you tell me to fight against the elephant, I'll fight against the elephant. If you tell me to, whatever you tell me to do, that's exactly what I'll do. So this is what a true Sikh that doesn't have chinta, that knows everything that Guru Sahib Ji is doing, everything that God does is for our own benefits. It's all to help us, right? This is a saying that totally agrees with that. Uh, so he knows that whatever Guru Sahib Ji does, and look at how humble he is. They said that Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji was one of the strongest warriors in all of the Sikhs that were there. But he was so humble. He said, Guru Sahib Ji, I myself, I have no strength. I have no power. Only if you give me power will I be able to do anything. You imagine he was the strongest, one of the strongest people of all the Sikhs that were there. But he had so much humility, like he was so nice, and he said, Guru Sahib, you're the one that gives me everything, right? So what happens? Guru Sahib Ji calls Bachitar Singh to himself, and he calls for the Guru Sahib Ji also calls for a Nagni Barsha. What's a Nagni Barsha? It's a spear, a huge spear, and at the top it looks like a snake. So at the top, you know how a spear kind of goes, it's just like this. This one looks like this. Actually, we have pictures. So this is a picture of the Barsha. This is the picture of the actual Barsha that Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji used. We can still do darshan of it. I have a couple of pictures here. So this is a little bit more closer up. And then there's one more for you guys. So look at how big it is. And you can kind of see at the top, like if I was to if I was to point here, right? Uh, it's kind of like it's a zigzag shape. It looks like a snake from the top, right? So Guru Sahib Ji got this Basha and they gave it to Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji. And they said, Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji, you're going to use this Basha to fight against the elephant. And remember I was saying Bhai Bachitar Singh was one of the strongest warrior? He was the strongest warrior in all of the Sikhs in using the spear. So with the spear, like using the spear, no one was as strong as him. So when it came to fighting with a spear, with a barsha, Bhai Bachitar Singh was the strongest. Not one of the strongest, but the strongest. So Guru Sahib Ji gave this Nagni Barsha to Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji. And you know how much it was worth? It was made from outside. Guru Sahib Ji had ordered it specially for themselves, and it was $17,000 at that time. So if we translate that to now, that turns into millions and millions of dollars, like 20 million or something like that. Like it's a huge number. It's a ridiculous number. How expensive this thing was. That's how strong this Barsha was. So remember I was saying they put armor on the elephant. They put so much armor on the elephant that nothing could go through the armor. If someone was shooting guns at the elephant, they wouldn't even touch it. They would bounce off the armor. That's how much armor was on it. But this spear was so strong and it was made so nice that it could break through anything. It could break through metal. It could do anything, right? So Guru Sahib Ji knew that he would have to go through. There was 7 plates of armor on the elephant's head. Guru Sahib Ji knew that he was going to have to break through these 7 plates of armor, 7 plates of like bulletproof armor. He would have to break through with a spear. So Guru Sahib Ji gave him the best spear. What happens? So we have another picture here. Oops. We have a picture of how much nimirta Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji had. They folded their hands before Guru Sahib Ji and they were saying, Guru Sahib Ji, you're the one that's going to bless me with everything. Um, and they were reciting to Guru Sahib Ji, and Guru Sahib Ji blessed Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji with the Nagini Barsha. So on the left you have Guru Sahib Ji holding the Barsha, holding the spear, and on the right you have Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji doing Namaskar to Guru Sahib Ji. And just saying, Guru Sahib Ji, whatever you're doing is for the best. So Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji takes the Barsha. They look outside at Logar. What do they see? They see the huge elephant and they see the huge army, 150,000 people coming to attack. Is he scared? Is he running away? Is he saying, oh, what happened? Is he doing chinta? No, he's not doing any of that. Nanak chinta mati karo, chinta tesi hai. Dal mein jant upayano tenape roji de. So Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji, he gets on his horse and Guru Sahib Ji gives him a pat on the back, right? And he's like, Guru Sahib Ji, now that you're giving me a pat on the back, I know that you're going to be with me. You're going to be the one to help me fight this elephant. You're just using me as an excuse, but you're going to be the one that's going to be doing everything from the back. They're giving me the energy to do this. So he says, to me, this isn't even an elephant, it's just a little ant. What happens? He gets on his horse and he's running towards the elephant. So you can see Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji on his horse. You can see him with his huge barsha in his hand, and you can see this huge elephant. And what they don't show over here, the elephant even had a huge sword attached to his trunk, so that no one could come close to it. And it had so much armor. Remember, Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji is attacking. He's not scared. He's running right towards the elephant. What happens? He, sorry. So what happens? He's running towards the elephant. He's running towards the elephant, and he sticks his spear right into the elephant's forehead. So this picture it was one of the best ones that we had, but he didn't stick it into his trunk like it's kind of showing over here. He went through 7 plates. So remember, there was 7 plates on the forehead of the elephant. They went through all 7 of those plates, and he went right into so right here, if it would be like right in between the eyes, like right there. That's where Bhai Singh Ji stuck his spear, and he stuck it in so hard, he stuck it in all the way, and then he pulled it out. And what happened? This elephant, all of a sudden, remember, it was crazy, it was attacking. It was actually no one could control the elephant. Usually, you have a person at the top that kind of controls the elephant. They're holding ropes or something, but no one could control this elephant. So instead, they had people on all 3 sides from the back that were trying to like poke the elephant forward with their spears. They were standing as far away back and they were trying to poke the elephant forward. But once Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji hit the elephant turned around. He said, I'm not going this way. This way I'm getting really hurt. He goes back the other way and he starts trampling over the huge army. Remember, there was 150,000 people. There was like a whole city coming to attack just Anandpur side. All these people are getting stomped on. The elephants stomping on everybody. Everybody's heads getting squished down. They're all dying. They're all dying, and no one's able to. Everyone's like retreating now. Everyone's running back. They're like the elephant's after us now. So the elephant, instead of attacking Guru Sahib Ji's castle, it starts attacking the hill kings that were trying to come after Guru Sahib Ji. Right? So what happens is the elephant killed so much of the army. Remember, there's 150,000 people. This day they lost so many people. They lost so many people. At the ending, they all ran back. They all ran back to the castle. They're like, "That's it. We're not gonna like retreat, retreat. We lose, right?" They all ran back to their houses or whatever it was. They ran back to wherever they were staying, their tents, and they started. Yeah, so they found out that this is the power of a Sikh when they listen to Hukam, when they're not worried. That Sikh can even take down an elephant. And there was a lot of other stuff that happened during this battle as well. Remember, Kesri Chand was the one that ordered the elephant. Kesri Chand was saying, uh, uh, either I'm gonna die, either I will defeat Guru Sahib Ji, or you'll never see me again. His head actually gets cut off during this battle, and they take his head back to Anandpur Sahib, and they actually never see his head. They couldn't get his head back. So in a way, his button came true. Whatever he said came true. They didn't see his head. Um, but anyways, so that was the story of Bhai Bachitar Singh Sahib, and it's the story of on one side you have Bhai Duni Chand Ji, who's just doing chinta, who's worrying, who didn't want to follow Guru Sahib Ji's hukum, and on the other side we have Bhai Bachitar Singh Ji, the one that was listening to Guru Sahib Ji's hukum, that said everything that Guru Sahib Ji does, everything that happens, Guru Sahib Ji does, and it's our job just to follow Guru Sahib Ji, to do as much seva, to do as much simran, to learn as much part, and to do as much sangat as we can, and that's how we're gonna become better people. That's how we're gonna succeed, right? So, sorry, I think this buffered a lot during the Sakhi. I'm not sure if it was just on my screen or if it was on everybody's screen. Hopefully, you guys were all still able to follow along. If there are any questions, um, please feel free to post them. That's just gonna we'll just do similar for the next little while. And if you have any questions, just feel free to post them the WhatsApp group on the comment section over here. And if not, we'll do job in the talks, and then I think it's going to be the end of the cycle for today. And the other thing I just wanted to say was another story that kind of came into my head, and this isn't like something from our history, but this is just something that my grade four teacher once told me. But like a lot of times, like we worry about things like having a test or something like that, right? Like we worry about having a presentation or having a test. Like remember, like I said, I was scared of doing this, Saki, right? But all this stuff, like remember, like we said, look for the silver lining. Always look for the good out of everything, right? There's a little tale that comes, and it's a story of a butterfly that's trying to escape from a cocoon. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen a butterfly escape from a cocoon, right? But it kind of struggles a lot, right? Like a butterfly, you can just kind of picture it's so soft, and it comes out of like a cocoon is like an egg type of thing, right? That's where a butterfly is born, and it has to kind of break it open. It has to push everything aside, and it's really hard because the butterfly is really it's a baby, and it doesn't have that much strength, and it has to push open a huge cocoon. It has to open this huge egg, like everything, like it's really hard for it, right? And there was someone watching this, right? And they were like it's so hard for this butterfly. Like, why is such a tough time coming on this butterfly, right? He was like, I'm gonna help this butterfly out. So he goes to the next cocoon that he sees, to the next egg that he sees. He starts taking a little bit of the hard stuff off. He starts taking off the cocoon. He starts taking it all off, and he leaves it there, right? And then he looks at it, and when it's ready to hatch, when the butterfly is ready to come out, it breaks through it. It breaks through it, no problem. Remember the first butterfly, it was struggling, but this butterfly, like 2 seconds, and the cocoon is gone. But what happens later? The butterfly that had to struggle to kind of open everything, um, it was getting stronger by doing all this. It was getting stronger by pushing open this cocoon. And when it came out of the cocoon, it was able to fly away. But the butterfly that he opened the egg, like he opened the cocoon, he made it soft. It came out of the cocoon easily, right? Like it didn't have a hard time at all. But what happened afterwards? It wasn't able to fly. It was just stuck there, right? Just like that, sometimes we have a lot of challenges in our life, right? Like we have to go through tests, we have to go through assignments, we go through tough times, but we shouldn't say like ask not for the strength to like I forgot the saying, but there's a saying which is like don't ask for a life that's easy. Ask for the strength to go through a hard life, right? Like don't say that. Don't let tough times come on to me. Say, give me enough strength to get through these tough times. And by getting through these tough times, that's how we become stronger. That's how we become stronger. That's how we become better people. That's how we learn a lot about ourselves. And that's how we get a lot of virtues, a lot of going in ourselves, right? So yeah, hopefully that made sense. So let's just do job of these tukam. Remember, Nanak Chinta mati karho, chinta tesi hi he e, jal mahe jant upayano tena pe roji de e. So hopefully everyone has written this down on their house. Everyone's trying to memorize these books, and everyone's saying it over and over, and they're turning all their chinta into chintan. Remember, chintan means to do Simran of God. So instead of worrying about everything that's happening to us, instead of doing chinta about everything that's happening to us, remember that everything that's happening is in Guru Sahib's Hukam. Whatever Guru Sahib Ji wants to happen, that's what's good for us. So we should always be happy in that. And instead of doing chinta, Guru Sahib Ji is the one that's doing chinta for us. We should just be happy in whatever they decide to do for us, and we should be doing chintan, right? Man chintan sagale sagale sukh paye. Remember, by doing these, by doing chintan, man chintan sagale sagale pal paye. By doing chintan, by remembering God, by doing instead of remembering these tough times, by uh, instead remember if you start remembering God, that's how we'll get through these tough times, right? That's how we turn this duk into daru. Duk daru sukh rupya. That's how we turn this duk, these troublesome times, into daru, into a medicine, into something that's going to help us. So we'll do job of this dux for the next little while. Again, I apologize if it was buffering. If anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know. And I have the WhatsApp and the comment section open. So, Nanak Chinta Mati Karho Chinta Tisi Hi He Jan Mahe Janto Upayano Tena Pe Roji De Nanik Nana Nana Mukta Na Kaka Mukta Ka Nanak Chache Sihari Utte Tipi Chin Tate Kanata Cinta Mama Muktama Tate Siharite Mate Kaka Muktaka Rara Muktara Hahe Ukrho Karho Nanak Cinta Mate Karho Chache Sihari Utte Tipi Chin Tate Kanata Cinta Tate Siharite Sasa Muktasa Tes Hahe Bihari Hi Hahe na he iri se hari he e nanak chinta mate karho chinta tesi hi he e jan jaja mukta j lalla mukta l jal mama mukta m hahe se hari he mahe jjtipi jang tata mukta t jant Ure onkel o, pape kena pa, iri siari e, ਐੜਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਅ ਨਨੇ ਔਂਕੜ ਨੋ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤਤੀ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਨਨੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਭੱਬੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਭੇ ਰਾਰੇ ਹੋੜਾ ਰੋ ਜੱਜੇ ਬਿਹਾਰੀ ਜੀ ਰੋ ਜੀ ਦਦੇ ਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਈੜੀ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਏ ਦੇ ਏ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਏ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਾਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਿਸੀ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜਲ ਮਹੇ ਜੰਤ ਉਪਾਇਆਨੋ ਤੇਨਾ ਭੇ ਰੋਜੀ ਦੇ So Gurupani Sangat ji, Dasan Das has made many mistakes, and I think the internet was also buffering a lot, so that didn't like maafi mang diya. Please forgive us. We'll try to figure out a better way to do all this for you guys. Guru Prasad, please keep blessing us with the seva. Please keep blessing us with the darshan. And if there are any questions and you want to message afterwards, you can still message in the WhatsApp group or anything that you want afterwards, or if you feel like it. I think for today's Sakhi, Guru Sahib's Kirpa, Guru Sahib aap karwaai, Bhula Chukni Maafi Baksho, and I think that's going to be it for today's Sakhi ji. Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh.